I just did a thing, a really big thing actually. Apologies for sounding manic. I probably will in this video because this is all real time of a major life shift that has just transpired. I have decided to let go of my car, and by the way, it's 117 out. I have to be quick because I think my phone's gonna overheat. This is the only good lighting I could find, but I'm literally on Arrakis right now, or Dune. If you know, you know. But yes, the car is going to go. Originally, my plan was to ship it from Arizona to Seattle, where I have family, and then meet it up there and drive into Vancouver and still use public transportation to get to and from campus because the parking on school is a nightmare, but have my car for every day-to-day life and excursions in exploring in nature, yada yada, etc. However, just a couple days ago, my check engine light came on and I took it to the car vet, as I like to call it, and it needed so many repairs, like thousands of dollars of repairs, and not just like, oh, you should probably get this, no, like axle boots and then some oxygen sensor thing, really critically important things that if you don't fix them, it could cause a host of other problems that would be more thousands of dollars of repairs and then also just be dangerous on the road, which is not what I want. So upon reflecting on it and seeing how much I would have to put into the car, I decided to take a big step and just let it go. I'm going to sell it. I'm not going to get that much for it because it is so old, but I will be saving thousands of dollars on repairs and also the $1,000 I would have spent to ship it up, and then not spending money on the registration renewal and the car insurance. All in all, it added up to be about $5,000 saved, plus whatever future repairs would be down the line. They did say a whole list of other things that I needed to do as well, but I was not willing to do up front. So all in all, a gigantic chunk of change that is going to stay in my pocket and let me focus on my studies and not work. And more than that, go into a new adventure. I, as an adult, have never lived without a car. I know for some people watching in the world, it might be like, big deal, no car, use public transportation. That's how most of the world lives. But for me as a spoiled American, I've never lived without one. So definitely it depends on which area you're in. If I was still living in San Diego, this would not at all be a possibility. But living in, drumroll, should I reveal where I'm actually moving to? Yeah, let's do it. Screw it. Why not? I'm going to Vancouver. Woo! Some of you maybe guessed it, but Vancouver is where I'm going to be, and it has world-renowned public transportation. There's a light rail system, a bus system, and a car share system where you actually like rent the car for short term, called Evo or something, I do want to go out into nature for a day. And of course there's stuff like Uber and Lyft as well, and then just walkability everywhere. But where my Airbnb is, I'm very close to a bus that will take me either straight downtown or straight onto campus. I'm near the rideshare, within the district of the rideshare program, and then there's also tons of stuff like natural markets and cafes I can walk to. So all in all, I am well set up to live without a car, and I knew all this ahead of time, but really I was hanging on to my car out of fear and attachment and comfort. It is a very big comfort to have a car. It makes things a lot easier, and even though this city is so well set up for public transportation, there are still going to be certain circumstances where I can't get up and go exactly where I want to go, when I want to do it, and may have to wait 5 or 10 or 15 or 30 minutes for the bus, or pay and book ahead of time and plan ahead of time if I want to go out into nature. And again, those things aren't a big deal, but when you're so used to living with a car, there's absolutely certain creature comforts I'm giving up. But that's what kind of pushed me over the edge to make this decision. Even more than the financial part of it, it was a bigger step into the unknown, a jump into the unknown, and getting outside of my comfort zone, pushing myself to give up certain comforts and control. As I said in the title, that's another one too. As much as I'm leaning into life of learning to go with the flow, I have as someone that's lived very autonomously for so long, control is a big thing for me. And when you don't have a car and you're relying on public group transportation, absolutely there's an element of control I will be letting go of, but it's a good thing. It's a good exercise. It's good to dive into that, I think. And especially given my my own thoughts and principles and integrity on sustainability and environmentalism, and I'm going into a career as an environmentalist I essentially need to walk my talk, to spout off about needing to take major actions and get outside of our comfort zone as we need to. Okay, yep, sorry, phone totally shut off because it overheated. Let's try to wrap this up. But essentially, if I can't make sacrifices and learn to live without big comforts to do better for the environment, how can I ask or expect other people to do it? So while it is with a heavy heart, because Herbie's literally the cutest car in the world. I mean, come on, a yellow Beetle, and we have done so much life together. I bought him when I was just before I turned 27. I'm 41 now, so we have lived some life together. We have been through some shit together. He's absolutely been my ride or die. I've lived in Vegas and Northern California and LA and San Diego with him. I've gone on thousands of miles of road trips up and down the entire west coast of the United States twice. National parks, Yosemite, Mount Rainier, the forests of Oregon, the deserts. Literally so much gratitude for the adventures in this car, but ultimately letting it go is creating space for a wild new adventure and phase of my life. I've mentioned before, my internships could end up in Eastern Canada or South America or Asia or Europe or even Iceland. All of those I would not be able to take a car to. So taking this big leap of faith is creating space for something incredibly new that I can't see yet. And so that's always just a reflection on life, right? Like letting go of something that's a major attachment, a major identity. I mean, I've been the girl with the yellow bug for 14 years now. Letting go of those big pieces and ripping that Band-Aid off and letting your heart bleed in the moment with gratitude and sorrow and whatever else you need to feel creates room for new experience and also actions staying in alignment with your integrity. My mission is to do better for this planet as a human, and ultimately driving a car, while it's not an option for everyone to be able to go car free, just like it's not an option for everyone to be able to go vegan, whether they can't or they absolutely just don't want to. For those of us who can, we should. And I have an opportunity where I can just be a pedestrian and not own a car and use shared services and try to do better. And so I'm excited to dive into that and feel what, or discover what becomes of that. If you are a car-free fellow person out there, let me know in the comments how that lifestyle is for you, or if you're thinking of leaning into letting go of your car and using a bike or public transport or your feet or etc. Let me know. Other than that, I'm gonna try to not melt in this insane heat. Scottsdale, you've been beautiful, but good God, I don't know how people live here. This is literally the only thing getting me through the heat right now is, well, one, in using it as a opportunity to just slow down when I can, but two, also just knowing that I'm leaving. It is so hot. So I'm gonna get out of here before my phone melts again. I hope you all are doing well, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye.